Hi, this is my first proper video back. Yesterday I filmed this and for some reason my technology failed and it filmed it with no volume. So here I am again doing it today. I'm going to take my bracelet off because this is going to irritate you so much. And then we will get cracking. I'm going to do a 1940s. It's based on Jean Tierney. I love Jean Tierney, she's so beautiful. If you haven't seen the film Leave Her to Heaven, then that is a big recommend. It is an incredible film. She is amazing. She's probably one of the most beautiful women to ever be on camera. My God, just Google her. She's unbelievable. So I'm going to wear this out today. So I'm going to start off by using my SPF. I'm actually going to use the Trinny London BFF cream, which has an SPF of 30, and the colour I'm using is light medium. Sometimes when I do makeup, I don't sort of intend to go out in it. I'm not going anywhere. I might walk the dogs and just put like sunglasses on or whatever if it's like a pretty full-on makeup look. But then sometimes, like today, I have things to do. So I need to make this a makeup that can be worn outside as well as be photographed. I try to make sure that most of my makeup is that kind of makeup because, I mean, as you're aware, a lot of the stuff that you see on Instagram looks really good for a photograph, but obviously would look like a lot of makeup in daylight. But most of the products I choose will be things that you can wear or you would want to wear out. This is a slight shadow caused by my light. So just so you know, I've tried to blend it out. It's a shadow. I'm using the Blunder cover from Monica Blunder, and the colour I'm using is 2, which is a teeny weeny bit lighter than my face, but probably the same colour as my neck. Okay, this brush I love. This is from Rose Ink, and it's number 4. I love it because it's really easy, especially if you're using this product in particular. So you can use this end to put it on and the other end to buff it in. I don't put it everywhere, just like forehead, bit on the chin, bit on the cheeks. And then I use this, give it a shake. This is the Givenchy Prism Libre Prep and Set Glow Mist. It also has an SPF of 45, but I'm not using it for the SPF. So I suspect you'd have to put a lot on to get that 45 SPF out of that. Right, and then I use that to blend in this product. So you really get the maximum out of your glow and your set by mixing it with the foundation rather than just putting it on over the top. I'm going to take a little of that across the eyelids as well. As you can see, I'm pretty dark around my eyes. I do feel like 40s makeup is such a staple, like a black liner and a red lip. Right, we're going to go on to brows now. We'll come back and do concealer later. My kit code 214 is a short stumpy kind of brow brush, and I'm actually going to do everything from this Vieve palette today. This is the 90s palette. You will have these colours probably, or similar, certainly kind of colours that you can use at home that don't sort of require you buying new products, although I do love this palette. And this brow is very much a drawn on, filled in brow. So no hair strokes for this one. So this is my reference picture, just so you can see what I'm working to. These Jones Road, sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. These Jones Road face pencils are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I don't use them for, I use them as face pencils, so I use them to correct lips, I use them to tidy up brows, things like that. They're so brilliant. Ryan's home. That's why the dogs are going nuts. He comes home from work at lunch. Okay, let's do the eyeshadow. I'm going to use this colour here. It's called Skimp. You could use something a bit warmer, to be honest, but I'm just going to stick to the one palette because it's just easier, and I don't think it's going to make that much difference, to be honest. So this is going all over the eyelid. I watched a documentary on Jean Tierney recently on Sky Arts. If you have Now TV, or obviously if you have Sky, but if you have Now TV, it's on the entertainment. Gosh, I can't speak today. It's on the entertainment section, Sky Arts, and there's one on there about Jean Tierney. And of course, so often in those days, it becomes part of their story that they had mental health struggles and they went to, I don't know what they would call an asylum or whatever in those days. And I find it quite frustrating because I feel like we all would have ended up there if we lived in those days. You just like the pressure on women and you know, she could have been experiencing anything. She could have been like, oh, feeling a little bit depressed or postnatal or bipolar or personality disorders or any of these things. Bang them all up. Lock up all the crazy women. It just drives me nuts hearing that because I'm like, yeah, well, we all would have done, wouldn't we? So, okay, I'm using Phase, the colour Phase, which is this colour. If you have Wedge or Omega or any of those sort of light browns, that's going to work for this. And we're going through the socket but above the socket. You know what I mean? Anyone in their mid-40s knows what I mean. Because your socket isn't where your socket was. It's moved, so we go above it now. Basically, it needs to go where you can see it when you have your eye open. So wherever that is that you need to draw it in, that's where it now has to go. This is my favourite brush of all time. My Kitco 1.7 is a great brush if you have a lot of space between your eye and your brows. Like you can see, I've got like an abundance of room there. If you don't have much room and it's a smaller space, it's probably going to be too big, but you could use it for something else. You could use it for highlighter or something. Wicked brush. This other one I'm using it's from a brand called Be Perfect. I mean, they're just brushes I've picked up over the years, but they're just the ones that I've reached for, you know. So this is still that one colour, but I'm just building it and blending it and building it and blending it until we create that nice deep socket. Now we're going into the socket a bit more. Now sometimes I need to just pull this eye just a little because it's older than it was. It's fine, I'm being very gentle. But it might not look like I am, but I am. We're going to do a gel liner now. I haven't worn gel liner for a really long time. I'm using MAC Blacktrack. We don't need to do a flick. This isn't really a flick. It kind of stops. It's lifted, but it's not a flick. So it's kind of fine if you have hooded eyes. Okay. Teachers are on strike. Now, so it stops at the edge of the eye there, but then it's kind of slightly elevated. So like that. Get them roughly as even as you can. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're going to put lashes on, you're going to put mascara on. Nobody's really going to see or notice. Nobody is actually going to be looking that hard at whether your liner is even or not in real life. I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of my Beauty Pie Under Eye Genius, just under the eye, and just very gently, although it doesn't look gentle, I am being gentle, work it in there. I always like to put a little bit of this in here as well. This is a Beauty Pie concealer brush. And here. Just to lift the outside corners, that happens as we get older, that this just kind of drops a bit. Right, I'm going to curl my eyelashes and then I am going to put on a very fine coat of mascara and then a set of lashes, so it still looks quite feathery. These eyelash curlers I got from Guru Makeup Emporium. They're my favourite eyelash curlers because it's a little bit more difficult now for me to use full lash curlers without getting part of my eye caught in it. And these, I just step across the lashes. They're not cheap. They're probably, I don't know, 25 or 30 quid or something, but they're incredible. I mean, I love them. I find them easier to use, to be honest, but you know, of course I am used to using things close to my eyes, so I'm probably not the best judge on that one. Right, let's put a coat of mascara on. I am going to use this Sweed Pro Lash Lift mascara. I've been really into their mascaras recently, but I particularly like this because it coats the lashes, whoops, on a first coat so that they still look like lashes because of the comb applicator, she says, making a massive big clump of lashes. So they still look like lashes, and then I shall brush them through with this old Real Techniques lash comb. So the whole aim of it really is to have the lashes as sort of mascara free and feathery at the ends as is possible. These are Sweed lashes. I'm going to try those. Of course, my children have stolen my tweezers. I'll be 1 second. I'm just going to stagger these. If you have like a full strip, if you find these ones harder to get hold of, you can always cut them up and apply them in chunks. It makes them way more comfy to wear and easier to apply than doing like a full strip. I'm trying to do this without doing my concentration face because I pout when I concentrate. It drives people mad, so try not to do it. It's very hard because I might just slip back into my default. See, I nearly did then. Oh shit. See, that's what happens when I don't concentrate. Oh, there's a cat in here. I hear you, Joey. Okay, let's give that a second to dry. And then we can put some mascara on those as well. Shall we do some concealer? I know you thought I'd done concealer, but I hadn't. That was just illuminating. Now we need to do the actual concealer bit. This is Rare Beauty. The colour I use in the Rare Beauty is 200C. It's weird because I thought I used 180, but it could be that my daughter has swapped them. I think she has, you know. Ollie? Lily, have you taken it? Okay. You got my one. Little sneak. I knew that was the case. Plus, she's used so much of it. So, my colour is 180W, not 200C. Okay, this side of the lashes has dried, so now I'm just going to curl these lashes again with the mascara and the lashes attached. Right, I'm going to use a little bit of contour now. This is Westman Atelier in the colour Biscuit. And we are going to go around the edge here. This brush is the Rose Ink number 3. Bit of an old buffer. Again, tidy up those contours with that buffing brush. Then we're going to powder. I shall use, where is my lovely Surratt brush? Here. And I will use this because it's handy, the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush. Let's go, because this one is white. This must be pale. Then we need loads of blush. We are going to use, if I can open it, this Pat McGrath pink one. It's called Blush Without Caution, Fabulous Flirtations and Sexquisite Seductions. That can't be the name. Surely not. That seems kind of demented, but anyway, here we go. Blusher. I'm using a 0.24, my Kitco. This is very pink. It's 2 shades. Can you see that? 2 shades. So you can use one side or the other. Or both. Right, now we have to do the lip. We are nearly there. Lip. Now really, I wanted to use the perfect red, would have been my MAC red. But the red throughout this particular film changes a lot. I'm going to go for one of the deeper shades that she wears. This one is Clear de Peau, and it was limited edition. I don't know if it actually says the colour. Hang on, let's just put some light on it and have a little look. Oh, it's one of their regular ones. It's just in limited packaging. Impassioned is the colour. So the shape is this kind of smiley, narrow at the edge, rounded at the top. Whoops. Now I can use a pencil. I'm using Brick from MAC. no overlining on the lips needed for this because it's not a big lip. Now this is when I take my Jones Road. And you can gently take out a little bit of your lip if your lip is more rounded like mine is. Now, because I want to, I'm just going to very gently blot that and put my MAC one on over the top. Let's just finish with a little bit of this bright pink, the bright part of it. Okay, we can take the hair out now, so let me do that quick. I mean, my hair's not quite long enough to do it, but you get the rough idea, don't you? So there you go, that is it. Before I go, I'm just going to show you a jewellery hack. Most of you will have seen it, but for anyone that hasn't, use one of these hairpins to put your bracelets on. Look, you just hold it there like that, and then you can just clip it in really easily. I mean, it's a bit of an old one, but I'm not doing makeup hacks because it's fucking nonsense, isn't it? Hey, brilliant, right? I'm sure you've all seen that before. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Have a really, really good day, evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And if you've got any questions about any of the stuff that I've done today or any of the products that I've used, please leave them below this video and I will endeavour to reply as quickly as I can. Have a good one. See ya.